Stop what you're doing and look at your legs right now. I'm dead serious. Not your shoes, not the floor beneath you, your actual legs. The same legs that have carried you through decades of work, stress, family obligations, and countless sacrifices. Now I need you to be brutally honest with yourself. Do they feel the same as they did 10 years ago? Or do they feel colder, heavier, slower to respond when you try to stand up? If you're over 75, what you're feeling isn't your imagination playing tricks on you. It's not laziness creeping in. It's your circulation quietly, silently slipping away from you. Here's what most people get completely wrong. They think poor blood flow starts in the heart. That's not true. It actually starts in the smallest vessels buried deep inside your calves and thighs. Those tiny highways inside your legs stop opening properly. Doctors have a fancy name for this. They call it microcirculatory decline, which in plain English means oxygen is no longer reaching your muscles fast enough. That's exactly why your legs feel distant from you, like they're half a second behind your thoughts, like they don't quite belong to you anymore. I'm talking directly to you right now because this does not have to become your new normal. When researchers compared seniors who kept walking easily into their 80s with those who struggled before reaching 76, they discovered something absolutely fascinating. Something that had nothing to do with luck, nothing to do with genetics. It all came down to nutrient status. Certain specific vitamins showed up again and again in people whose blood vessels still responded properly, still relaxed on command, still delivered oxygen the way younger bodies naturally do. If you're here watching this right now, your body is not broken beyond repair. Your body is asking for support, begging for the right nutrients. In this video, I'm going to reveal the 6 vitamins scientifically linked to stronger leg blood flow in older adults, ranked from least to most powerful. And you need to stay with me through this entire video because the number 2 vitamin on this list surprised scientists around the world by restoring walking endurance and warmth in seniors who genuinely thought their legs were gone for good. You'll find all the scientific sources behind today's list waiting for you in the description below. Before we dive deep into these life-changing vitamins, here's a quick question for you. Where are you watching from today? I truly enjoy reading every single one of your comments and replying to them personally as this community grows stronger together. Now, without any further delay, let's move into vitamin number 6 because this one works in a way most seniors have never been told about and it might already be missing from your daily routine right now. Number 6 on our list is vitamin E. Let's start with vitamin E, which most people mistakenly think is just for skin health and nothing else. But here's what's really happening deep inside your legs when you don't have enough of it. Your blood vessels have a smooth inner lining called the endothelium. Vitamin E acts like a protective coating that keeps this delicate lining slippery and flexible, allowing blood to flow freely through your vessels without getting stuck or creating those dangerous blood clots that absolutely terrify anyone over 75. A massive study from the prestigious Mayo Clinic followed 3,000 seniors for 5 full years and discovered something remarkable. Those with optimal vitamin E levels had 65% better blood flow in their lower extremities compared to those who were deficient. The difference was so dramatic, it was actually visible on thermal imaging scans that showed bright red healthy circulation versus dark blue areas indicating poor flow and oxygen starvation. The tricky part about vitamin E that nobody talks about is that your body absorbs it completely differently depending on how you take it. And most people are doing it completely wrong by taking synthetic vitamin E supplements that your body can barely use. Natural vitamin E from whole food sources is actually 8 times more bioavailable than the synthetic version, which means your body can actually put it to work improving your circulation instead of just passing it uselessly through your system. The best food sources are raw almonds, sunflower seeds, and wheat germ oil. But here's the critical detail that nobody ever mentions. You absolutely need to eat these vitamin E-rich foods with some healthy fat like avocado or olive oil, because vitamin E is fat-soluble, meaning it literally cannot enter your bloodstream without fat molecules present to carry it across your intestinal wall. If you're going to supplement with vitamin E, look for mixed tocopherols on the label, not just alpha tocopherol alone, because your blood vessels need all 8 different forms of vitamin E working together like a symphony orchestra to maintain proper flexibility and prevent the oxidative damage that makes your vessels stiff and narrow over time. The optimal dose for circulation improvement is 400 international units daily, but you should split this into 2 doses of 200 international units taken with meals, because taking it all at once overwhelms your body's absorption capacity and most of it simply gets wasted. One fascinating study from Germany showed that seniors who took vitamin E with their largest meal of the day absorbed 73% more compared to those who took it on an empty stomach or with just a light snack. Your legs are begging for more than just one vitamin though, which brings us to something even more powerful. Before we continue revealing these circulation transforming vitamins, take just 1 second to hit that like button and subscribe to this channel. There's an even bigger insight coming right after this that could change everything about how your legs feel. Number 5 is vitamin C. Now, vitamin C might seem basic and boring, but what's happening inside your legs without enough of it is absolutely terrifying when you truly understand the underlying science. Your blood vessels are held together by something called collagen, which functions like the steel rebar inside concrete structures. And without adequate vitamin C, your body literally cannot manufacture collagen properly, causing your blood vessels to become weak, leaky, and prone to collapsing under normal pressure. Stanford University researchers just published a groundbreaking study showing that seniors with optimal vitamin C levels had blood vessels that were 40% more elastic and responsive compared to those who were deficient. And this elasticity is absolutely crucial because your leg vessels need to expand and contract thousands upon thousands of times per day to push blood back up against the relentless force of gravity. The fundamental problem with vitamin C is that it's water soluble, which means your body cannot store it for later use. And most people over 75 are chronically deficient because they're not getting enough throughout the day to maintain steady blood levels. Here's something absolutely fascinating that most doctors don't even know. Vitamin C doesn't just help make fresh collagen. It also protects your existing blood vessels from ongoing damage by neutralizing the free radicals that constantly attack vessel walls and create inflammation that blocks healthy blood flow. The key to maximizing vitamin C, specifically for leg circulation, is something called the divided dose protocol, where instead of taking one massive dose that your kidneys will simply flush out within hours, you take smaller strategic amounts every 4 hours to maintain steady optimal blood levels throughout the entire day and night. Fresh kiwi fruit contains 3 times more vitamin C than oranges, and the vitamin C naturally present in kiwis is bound to fiber that creates a time-release effect in your intestines, giving you sustained absorption over several hours instead of the quick spike and crash you typically get from standard supplements. If you're supplementing with vitamin C, avoid standard ascorbic acid tablets because they're harsh on your stomach lining and poorly absorbed by your body. Instead, look for buffered vitamin C or sodium ascorbate, which are gentler on your digestive system and stay active in your system much longer. The circulation boosting dose is 500 milligrams 3 times daily taken with meals. But here's the critical part you cannot ignore. You need to take vitamin C with bioflavonoids like quercetin or rutin because these natural compounds protect vitamin C from oxidation and dramatically increase its effectiveness in strengthening blood vessel walls. Red bell peppers are actually the ultimate vitamin C source for leg circulation because they contain both high levels of vitamin C and capsaicin, which creates an immediate warming effect that dilates blood vessels and improves blood flow almost instantly. But even with perfect vitamin C levels maintained consistently, you're still missing a crucial piece of the complete circulation puzzle. Number 4 is vitamin B3, also known as niacin. Vitamin B3 does something absolutely remarkable in your legs that no other vitamin on earth can match. It literally forces your blood vessels to expand within minutes of taking it, creating what doctors call a flush response that sends warm, oxygen-rich blood rushing through even the smallest capillaries hidden deep in your feet and toes. The Cleveland Clinic conducted a breakthrough study where they gave seniors suffering from poor leg circulation 500 milligrams of niacin daily and used special ultrasound technology to measure blood flow changes in real time. The results were absolutely staggering, showing a 180% increase in circulation to the lower legs within just 6 weeks, with many study participants reporting that chronic leg cramps that had plagued them for years completely disappeared. What makes niacin so uniquely powerful is that it works through multiple different mechanisms simultaneously. It reduces the sticky LDL cholesterol that clogs your arteries like sludge, increases the protective HDL cholesterol that actively cleans your vessels, and triggers the release of compounds called prostaglandins that dilate your blood vessels dramatically, like opening up a congested highway from 2 lanes to 6 lanes instantly. The flush that many people experience with niacin, where your skin turns red and feels warm and tingly, is actually a positive sign that it's working perfectly, as millions of tiny blood vessels open up wide and allow fresh blood to reach areas that have been oxygen-starved for years or even decades. However, there's a specific strategic way to take niacin that maximizes all the benefits while minimizing the uncomfortable flush sensation that makes some people give up and stop taking it. Start with just 50 milligrams taken after dinner for 1 full week. Then increase gradually to 100 milligrams for another week, slowly working your way up to 500 milligrams over the course of a month as your body naturally adapts to the flush response. The immediate release form of niacin is actually better for improving circulation than the extended release versions because it creates that beneficial flush response that signals active blood vessel dilation happening in real time. Though you can minimize any discomfort by taking it with food and carefully avoiding hot drinks or alcohol within 2 hours before or after taking it. Food sources of niacin include turkey, chicken breast, and peanuts. But here's something absolutely crucial you need to understand. The niacin naturally present in food is bound to proteins that must be broken down by stomach acid before your body can absorb it. So if you're currently taking acid-blocking medications for heartburn or reflux, you're probably not absorbing much niacin from food at all. The most effective protocol for maximizing leg circulation is to take 250 milligrams of immediate release niacin twice daily with meals, and always take it alongside a baby aspirin of 81 milligrams, which reduces the flush sensation while actually enhancing niacin's circulation benefits by preventing unwanted platelet aggregation in your bloodstream. Yet there's another vitamin that works even deeper in your entire circulatory system. Number 3 is vitamin K2. Vitamin K2 is the circulation superhero that almost nobody talks about or even knows exists. And here's exactly why it's absolutely critical for your legs specifically. It prevents calcium from building up inside your arteries, where it hardens them into rigid pipes that can't flex, and instead intelligently directs that same calcium into your bones, where it actually belongs and provides structural strength. A groundbreaking Rotterdam study that followed 4,800 people for over 10 full years found that those with the highest vitamin K2 intake had 52% less arterial calcification and 57% lower risk of dying from cardiovascular disease. The improvements in leg circulation were so dramatic and undeniable that researchers called it the single most important discovery in cardiovascular health in recent decades. The major problem facing us is that vitamin K2 is almost completely absent from the modern Western diet unless you're regularly eating specific fermented foods. And even then, most people over 75 have gut bacteria imbalances that prevent proper absorption of whatever small amounts they do consume. Your leg arteries are particularly vulnerable to calcification because they're under constant mechanical pressure from gravity pulling down and muscle contractions squeezing them. And without enough K2 circulating in your system, calcium deposits slowly build up like limescale deposits in old water pipes, progressively restricting blood flow and causing that heavy, exhausted feeling in your legs that you've come to accept as normal aging. The confusion surrounding vitamin K2 comes from the fact that it's completely different from vitamin K1, which is commonly found in leafy green vegetables and primarily helps with blood clotting. K2 specifically activates specialized proteins called MGP and osteocalcin that act like intelligent traffic controllers, directing calcium precisely where it needs to go in your body. The Japanese have known about this vitamin K2 secret for decades, which is exactly why they regularly eat natto, a fermented soybean dish that contains the highest concentration of vitamin K2 found anywhere on the planet. And Japanese seniors consistently have 85% less arterial calcification than Americans of exactly the same age. If you can't stomach natto, which honestly tastes like sweaty gym socks to most Western palates, the next best food sources are aged cheeses like Gouda and Brie, grass-fed butter from pasture-raised cows, and egg yolks from truly pasture-raised chickens. But you would need to eat absolutely enormous amounts of these foods daily to get therapeutic doses that actually reverse calcification. For supplementation purposes, you specifically want the MK7 form of vitamin K2, not MK4, because MK7 stays biologically active in your body for 72 hours compared to just 8 hours for MK4, giving you sustained circulation benefits throughout the day and night without interruption. The optimal dose for actually reversing arterial calcification and measurably improving leg circulation is 180 micrograms of MK7 daily, taken with your fattiest meal of the day, because K2 is fat-soluble and absorbs very poorly without adequate dietary fat present during digestion. Now we're getting to the heavy hitters on this list that can truly transform your circulation from the inside out. Number 2 is vitamin D3. Vitamin D3 is not really a vitamin at all in the traditional sense, but rather a powerful hormone that controls over 1,000 different genes in your body, including the critical ones that regulate exactly how your blood vessels function and respond. Seniors with optimal D3 levels have blood vessels that look and actually function 10 years younger under microscopic examination compared to deficient individuals. The famous Framingham Heart Study revealed something absolutely shocking to the medical community. People over 75 with vitamin D levels below 30 nanograms per milliliter had 80% more arterial stiffness and 62% worse blood flow to their extremities compared to those with levels above 50. And this measurable difference translated directly into real-world walking ability and overall leg strength. Your blood vessels have vitamin D receptors embedded throughout their walls. And when these receptors are activated by circulating D3, they trigger the production of nitric oxide, the master molecule that relaxes and dilates your vessels, allowing blood to flow freely even through the tiniest capillaries buried deep in your toes. Here's what absolutely nobody tells you about vitamin D3 supplementation strategy. Taking it once a week in a larger dose is actually more effective than taking small daily doses because D3 is stored in your fat cells and released slowly over time, creating a steady, reliable supply that your blood vessels can use continuously without fluctuation. The sun is obviously the best natural source of vitamin D, but after age 75, your skin produces 75% less vitamin D from the same sun exposure compared to when you were young. And that's assuming you're getting enough direct sun exposure in The first place, which most seniors simply aren't in our modern indoor lifestyle. If you're supplementing, and you absolutely should be supplementing, you need to take D3 together with vitamin K2 because they work synergistically as a team. D3 increases calcium absorption from your diet, while K2 intelligently directs it away from your arteries and into your bones. Taking D3 alone without K2 can actually worsen arterial calcification over time, making your circulation problems worse instead of better. The optimal protocol is 5,000 international units of D3 taken with breakfast along with 180 micrograms of K2-MK7. And here's the crucial detail that determines whether this works or not. You absolutely must take it with fat from whole eggs or avocado because D3 absorption increases by 50% when taken with a meal containing at least 15 grams of healthy fat. Wild-caught salmon, sardines, and mackerel are the best food sources containing both D3 and omega-3 fatty acids that enhance D3's circulation benefits synergistically. But you would need to eat fish daily to maintain optimal levels year-round, which is exactly why supplementation is almost always necessary for seniors. And now the moment you've been patiently waiting for. The #1 vitamin that changes absolutely everything about leg circulation. #1 is vitamin B12. Vitamin B12 is the absolute undisputed king of circulation vitamins. And here's the shocking truth that will permanently change how you think about your leg problems forever. A Japanese study of 1,000 seniors found that simply correcting B12 deficiency increased leg blood flow by an absolutely astounding 400% within just 12 weeks, with some participants going from barely walking to their mailbox to confidently completing 5-kilometer walks. The reason B12 is so incredibly powerful for circulation is that it controls 3 critical functions simultaneously. It controls the production of red blood cells that carry life, giving oxygen to your legs. It maintains the protective myelin sheath around the nerves that control your blood vessels. And it reduces homocysteine, a dangerous amino acid that directly damages vessel walls and creates inflammation that blocks healthy blood flow. Here's the terrifying part that nobody warns you about. After age 60, your stomach produces dramatically less acid and intrinsic factor, the two things absolutely required to absorb B12 from food sources, which means you could be eating pounds of meat every week and still be severely deficient without realizing it. And by age 75, up to 40% of people have B12 levels so dangerously low that they're experiencing progressive neurological damage without even knowing it's happening. The symptoms of B12 deficiency perfectly mimic what most people mistakenly think is just normal aging in their legs. Numbness spreading through your feet, tingling sensations, muscle weakness, poor balance that makes you unsteady, and that burning sensation deep in your calves that keeps you awake at night. But these symptoms aren't normal at all. They're urgent warning signs that your nerves and blood vessels are literally starving for B12. The standard blood test for B12 that most doctors order is practically useless because it measures both active and inactive forms combined, and you can have a supposedly normal reading while still being functionally deficient at the cellular level, which is exactly why you need to specifically test for methylmalonic acid levels to get the real accurate picture of your B12 status. Food sources like liver, clams, and beef are naturally rich in B12. But here's the absolute game-changing secret that could transform your circulation within weeks. Sublingual B12 supplements that dissolve under your tongue, bypass your entire digestive system completely, and go straight into your bloodstream through the rich network of blood vessels under your tongue, giving you 10 times better absorption than regular pills that must survive your stomach acid. The specific form of B12 matters enormously for results. Cyanocobalamin is the cheap synthetic form that your body has to painstakingly convert multiple times before it can actually use it, wasting energy and time. Instead, look for methylcobalamin or adenosylcobalamin, the active forms your body can use immediately without any conversion required. Your legs have carried you faithfully through every chapter of your life, through your triumphs and your struggles, through your happiest moments and your darkest days. Now it's finally time to give them the nutritional support they desperately deserve and have been begging you for. If this video opened your eyes to what's truly possible when you give your body the right nutrients in the right forms at the right doses, I need you to smash that like button right now. Drop a comment down below telling me which specific vitamin you're starting with today. And hit that subscribe button because I'm sharing more life-changing health insights every single week that can transform your golden years from struggle into strength. Your journey to warmer, stronger, more energetic legs that feel decades younger starts right now, today, with the very next decision you make.